Hey guys, welcome back. It's Claytano. Thanks so much for tuning in as always. And today's video is going to be an extension of my previous Ultimate Beginner Guide, Fastest Way to 100,000 Power. This is an extension of that going up to 200,000 power. I've noticed that there's been a lot of people asking me to make this video, and I think it's very important for you guys to know how to best spend your time, your resources, leveling up your monsters, and basically where to put everything that you're getting from the game in order to not hit a wall. Because if you hit a wall and you can't progress with your power, chances are you won't have fun anymore and you'll either leave the game or stop playing for a while. And so I'm trying to help you guys avoid that. I'm helping you guys enjoy the game for as long as possible because there is a lot going on in this game. It is easy to get overwhelmed, and it's also easy to get sidetracked and not focus on things that are actually progressing you forward. So today's video is going to be all about that, and let's just get right into it. So the biggest thing that I've seen players make mistakes on is not focusing on the right monsters, right? So when you're at 100,000 power, you're probably, done the not even done the campaign yet, because you could potentially need to be like 120,000 power to beat the campaign, or higher. But as far as your monsters, it's really important to start understanding how you're building them, where the power is coming from, and what's really making sense. So let's dive into monsters, because this is going to be a majority of how you're going to kind of push past those barriers. So obviously having a 5-star is going to be really helpful. You obviously get one from your selective summons. If you guys haven't seen my video on which selective summon to choose, you guys can watch that. But if you're already past that part, I would say just keep rolling. Even still, like right now, they're doing this shell collection event where you actually get like multiple free desert queens, which is kind of crazy. So if you guys have been saving up like your dungeon passes, let's say your path of growth, I was doing subjugation to get my blacksmithing up. If you guys are saving up your tickets, now might be a good time to start using them, because you can get guaranteed bastets over and over and over and over again. And the reason why that's so important is because monster growth is based on having multiple of that same monster, or of that monster in a different element. And like, for example, with Bastet, I pulled one naturally, but then I've already gotten 46 monster pieces from the shovel event. So definitely something to keep in mind when you're using your resources, like making sure that there's like different little nuances that you can get along with them. So like, again, I was saving my tickets. I had no idea this was coming. This happened, and I was like, okay, now's a chance for me to actually not only just farm subjugation or farm my runes, but at the same time start skilling up a water desert queen, which is actually a pretty useful monster in the game. However, I might be doing my galleon instead, and I'll get to that in a second. But okay, going back to your Nat 5, they're super expensive. You're gonna get one, you're gonna be all like shiny and tunnel vision on it, because it's a cool monster. It's supposedly more powerful than all the other ones, but guys, it is expensive. So there's a couple different ways that you can gain power from a monster. There's by evolving it from either level 40 to level 50 to level 60, 65, and then finally 70. And that's going to be something that you're going to want to do pretty much so first. And I want to kind of say first, but almost at the same time. Like if you're planning on using a monster, and you've committed to saying that I want this monster in my team, it doesn't matter which one it is, you're going to want to do a couple things with that monster. One of them being, you're going to at least want to get it to awaken 5. I'll probably go farther on my Chloe. It's just, she's a 4-star. It's a little bit more expensive. She's a support and doesn't necessarily need a whole lot of power, where I decided to go plus 10 on my Lyn first. But when you pick a monster to play with, and it's going to be in like your top 3, you're only going to focus on 3 monsters. It's all you need to get to 200,000 power. You don't really need a whole lot of other things at the moment. Once you start getting into different like aspires and expeditions, Then you'll start building some other monsters, but for right now, just focus on like 3, max 4 to kind of give yourself another option. But for the most part, focus on 3, put all your resources into those, and you'll be able to accomplish this free to play pretty easily. I've gone over different videos where investing resources into 3 stars is really good because they're easy to skill up, and skill ups equal power. But okay, for example, you decide that you want to create a monster, whoever it is. And this monster, you look at your resources and you say, okay, I have enough to awaken 5-star it. And then also I have enough of the Rainbow Mons and additional copies of this monster to get it to potentially 10-star. But first, I want to know that I can get it to level 70. That's something that's very, very important. First and foremost is awaken 5-star and level 70. Okay. TLDR, if you have been kind of confused with where I've been going with this for the past like 2 minutes, awaken 5-star, level 70. Focus on those things first. Get your 3 monsters, awaken 5-star, level 70, and start there. Okay, awaken 5-star, level 70. From there, you're going to take a look at what other monsters you have at your disposal as far as the pieces are concerned. So like for me, I have gotten 2 galleons by way of summons, and I've also seen that in the guild shop, I have a very easy way to get more pieces. Actually, it's in the arena shop, sorry. I have an easy way to get more pieces. I can get 5 more pieces of galleon every single week, right? So that's at least 1 skill up every single week. You do need 5 copies of a monster in order to get it to awaken 15. However, you only need 2 copies of a monster to get it to awaken 10. So for example, I got 2 galleons. This is the first one, and the second one's in pieces. That's going to help me get to awaken 10, which is why I started building this galleon, because I know I can get it to 10, and I know I have a sure way of free to play getting it to all the way to awaken 15. But before I do that, I'm going to be focusing on some skills. So priority, awaken 5, level 70. Second priority is going to be awaken 10 if you can. Build monsters that you can. That's a very important thing as well. If you don't have multiple copies of a monster, maybe focus on monsters that you do have multiple copies. That's why people go with the Nat 3s. That's why people go with Nat 4s. Focus on those monsters that you have multiple copies of, because after you get to that certain point of 5-star awakened plus level 70 and then potentially 10-star awakened, the next most important thing after that, and it's huge, it's so important to actually increase your power, is skill ups. Skill ups, not only do they just increase your actual just number value of your power, but they're just extremely helpful, where it's not just like minuscule percentages or increases. They're massive upgrades. Because think about it, you either have Devilmon or you're getting dupes of Nat 5s that you're throwing into this guy. It's an expensive thing to do, and the good news is that you get rewarded for it pretty well. So again, if you go skill ups here, it just basically doubles this skill. If you get 1 skill up in here, and it only costs 10 pieces. So every duplicate Nat 5 you get is an extra 2 skill ups, right? And it could be any of the elements, right? So again, even with Chloe, it could be any of the elements. Even with Lynn, it can be any of the elements. So that's how I got Lynn to awaken 5-star, level 70, fully skilled up. And then I happened to pull a second light Lynn because I put her in my Altar's Blessing. And if you guys don't know what Altar's Blessing is, I'll show you guys here real quick as well. It's a pretty good deal where if you put your monsters that you want multiple copies of, you'll have additional chances, like a 40% chance that if you pull a 4-star, it's going to be one of the monsters in your Altar's Blessing. If you pull a 5-star, it's a 40% chance to give you one of these as well. If you look at it here, it's guaranteed. Now, it's not something that it's not going to take your monsters from you. They're still they're registered. They're just saying that, okay, I got my Tessarian in here, and I've already pulled a second one from this Altar's Blessing bonus, and it's not going to give me another one because I've already gotten this, but it'll reset in 11 days. If you guys don't summon a whole lot, you do get a lot of scrolls from going through the campaign. You get a lot of scrolls from going through the campaign on a secondary character as well, and a third character. So if you guys have a place where you're getting stuck, build those other characters that you're not currently using. The main character like Orbia, Kina, and Clef, and you'll get more scrolls. You'll get more scrolls, you get more crystals, and all those different things, all those rewards, you'll get those again to help you get more summons, because the game is heavily reliant on your monsters, especially getting to 200,000 power, very heavily reliant on your monsters. Now, the other thing, aside from Awaken 5-star, level 70, Awaken 10-star, skill ups, Awaken 15 is extremely expensive. So you've already put one duplicate monster. It has to be the exact same monster. So it has to be a Camilla, for example, to get it. We'll take Galleon here, for example. To get it to Awaken 10-star, it has to be the exact same monster. To get it to Awaken 15, you have to use the same monster once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So you need 5 copies plus the original one, so 6 copies of the exact same monster to get it to Awaken 15. But you can see it had 7,000 power. However, it's super expensive, and I don't have any single monster that's actually even star 11. So you definitely don't need to worry about going up that high if you're just trying to get to 200,000 power. That's when you're starting to push 300,000 power. I'll go over that video once I get there myself. So 200,000 power, looking at 3 monsters, Awaken 5 to 10-star. If you're, maybe one of them to 10-star is fine. As many skill ups as you can into your one main unit. Don't use your Devilmons on anything other than a 5-star. If you've used your Devilmons on other units that are not 5 stars, please reset them. Go to restore and get that Devilmon back, because that Devilmon is super valuable. You get a couple of them throughout the game. You get one of them for Tower of Ascension. You get another one from your weekly arena shop. Get that every single time. If you miss out on your Devilmon, you are missing out on a ton of extra power. But that's through your arena shop. So I'll go here. I'll go to my arena shop, and I'll show you guys every single week you can get a Devilmon and a 5-star Rainbow Mon. The other good way to get Rainbow Mons, if that's something that you're needing, 5-star Rainbow Mons, is through Expedition, and you can get them on the bonus one. And I've gotten like probably 15 or so from this. I do refresh my entries. I haven't today, but I mean, you can refresh your entries, get 2 more, so 6 more total. It's a lot of crystals. It's kind of expensive, so if that's not something you have the ability to do, then just make sure you're doing it. This one does have some different nuances with needing to use certain monsters with certain types. So if you can't do that, it's not a big deal. It's nothing crazy. It might be something that you do later on. These are really nice. Magician's Research Log. It's basically just a skill point for your character, and you can actually craft these with alchemy at level 6. Don't worry about that to get to 200,000. Again, that'll be in the next video. So you'll have your 2 or 3 monsters. The next thing though that you guys want to worry about is runes. Runes are in tandem the most important thing with getting the basics out of the way. The basics are you use your resources on 3 to 4 monsters, Awaken 5-star, level 70, skill ups if you can. Don't waste your Devilmons. Awaken 10-star on maybe one of those, and that's baseline. It has to happen with every single monster that you're using, 3 to 4 of them. If you have resources into other ones, maybe reset them, but focus on the ones. I wouldn't reset a monster that's not a 5-star though, because those are expensive. Reset tokens are expensive. Runes though are the next thing. You're gonna get a ton of them throughout the game. Try to be frugal with the ones that you level up because leveling up runes gets very expensive and gold is a very scarce resource in this game. So it's hard to continuously get gold. Uh, so you don't want to waste it. And it's a lot of gold to level up runes. You're going to get a lot of blue runes that are going to be good in the beginning. And don't really waste your time on leveling up 4-star runes if you can. Maybe get them to +3 or +6 or +9, but really focus on getting to your 5-star runes first. In order to get from 100k to 200k, you're probably going to need to do some blue runes to get there because you won't be able to start farming hero runes until after you've hit a certain, a certain threshold that you can kill the boss. So you're going to have to use blue runes. That's why I have some blue runes leveled up. So focus on your blue runes. Focus on percentage runes on your 2, 4, and 6 slots. Only percentages. They do have flat stats available on your 2, 4, and 6 slot, but only put percentages in there because you can't get percentage on your 1, 3, and 5 slot runes. You can only get percentages on your 2, 4, and 6 slot runes. So make sure those are percentages and focus on 5-star runes if you can. If you level up a couple of them, +12, +15, that's okay. And you should be able to get to 200,000 power just from runes, monsters, and leveling them up. If you're not there just yet, the next thing you want to take a look at is your summoner. Your gear is going to change dramatically, and it's very expensive to level up gear. I see so many people in the chat making this mistake. If you go to system, you'll see that, okay, this isn't, well, this is pretty bad. So this person +15'd a 4-star blue flame earring with very bad substats. The amount of resources that they put into this is not a little bit. So I can't stress this enough, but really be careful on your gear, on your specific summoner's gear. It's extremely hard to get those resources, and you're going to want to focus on rune farming before focusing on subjugation for gear farming. Gear farming is going to be secondary to rune farming. Rune farming is where you're going to spend most of your time, most of your invites, most of your refreshes are going to be rune farming. Because the other thing that's going to happen is you're going to be able to get, you're going to be able to fight Elite Foggy Prison, which is a pretty high chance of getting a legendary drop on the boss. Like it's pretty high. Like I've gotten several legendary drops from Foggy Prison. You'll do it at least once a day, and then I really recommend, if you have 400 crystals to spare, doing it a second time, because it is going to give you potentially another legendary drop. On those drops, you guys still have to be careful that you're not wasting your resources on leveling up things that aren't good, because here's the thing with gear, it's similar in a way for your as your runes are. Like there's certain things that can have different percentages of different main stats. So for your weapons, they're all going to be attack. Every single element, your main stat is always going to be attack. Every single element, right? Never going to change. You can't get anything else. And yeah, don't look for anything else because it's not going to happen. You're always going to have attack on your main weapon. On your offhand, it's always going to be HP. And on your earrings, it's always going to be defense. The thing that's going to change is your ring, your bracelet, and your necklace. And those are going to be the percentages, very similar to your 2, 4, and 6 slot runes. You're going to be able to get different percentages: HP percent, crit rate, defense, attack, crit damage, all the different percentages you can get from there. Same thing here, defense, attack, right? HP. Same thing here, accuracy. Actually, this is, I think more so accuracy and resistance, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it looks like you can get the other ones, but yeah, so these ones are going to be the percentages. These are going to be, defense, HP. All these are going to be attack. So keep that in mind. If you're leveling up a flat something, flat main stat in a slot that should be a percentage, you're wasting your resources. You're gonna swap it out anyway. I wouldn't recommend going anywhere above +6. I don't even have anything +6. I wouldn't recommend going above anything on +6 unless it's legendary or you know that the subsets are pretty decent. For me, this one went +12 and I only failed twice the entire time. But if you guys can see, it has a very low percentage, 15% chance, and it destroys the durability, and it's really expensive. Like gold, sky stones, enchantment shards, super expensive to try to reset the durability on your gear. So I would say almost don't focus on gear until the 200 to 300k point, because it's going to keep changing very quickly. You're going to get more gear. It's going to be higher tier. It's going to be 4-star. It's going to be 5-star. It's going to be purple. It's going to be orange, legendary. And you're going to keep swapping that gear out very quickly. And it's not giving you as much bang for your buck as runes are on all of your monsters. Spending your gold on those, spending your gold on increasing their level, evolution, awakening. All of your resources are going to go into your first 3 monsters here, and then just know that you can always reset your monsters if you happen to get a different monster that works better for your team. You can reset it. You get, I think 3 pretty much for free right off the bat. You get another one, and I'm talking about these shards right here, these restoration stones. You'll get a couple of these right off the bat. I've only used one. You'll get another one on TOA hard eventually. You'll get one at the end or throughout the campaign mode, and a few other scenarios. But these, if you did run out of them, they're $50 to buy more. So just try to choose wisely. And again, don't use these on monsters that aren't 3 to 4-star units unless you like totally maxed out like a random ass 3-star and you're free to play, then maybe. But realistically, you're only going to want to use these on 5-stars. I think so. I used one on Theomars and put all of my resources from Theo into Tessarian, but I do think I'm going to use another one on my I think I'm going to use one on my Delphoy. I don't really use her anymore because my Chloe kind of takes the place of her, and I might level up my Galleon, because my Galleon, super strong. I didn't know he was this strong, but he allowed not my path of training, my Karos dungeon clears to be sub 15 seconds, which is actually the fastest right now on the server. It doesn't show me as number 1, but no one else has sub 15 seconds, and I was able to get that with Galleon, Lin, and Shumar. So those are like the 3 units that I was using for that. But yeah, if you guys are focusing on those things, this is going to get your power to 200,000 fairly easily. It shouldn't be hard at all. It should be free to play, friendly. You shouldn't need to spend money to do this. And if you aren't 200,000 power after watching this video, please comment below, or rewatch the video again just to check and make sure that all those things that I went over, you're checking off your list, because this is 100% going to get you there. Especially the runes, the rune thing, making sure your percentage slots are what they should be, making sure that they're +12 to +15, 5-star, blue to purple or above, maybe a couple 4-stars here and there to get you to a point where you can farm your dungeon. So if you go to your path of growth, path of adventure, this is where you're going to be farming runes. You're going to want to spend most of your time in here. Really almost ignoring training and subjugation, you're only going to want to focus on Path of Adventure. Get all your plus 15s out of the way, because that's how you get legend runes. Those only come on bonus times for their specific thing. If you have plus 15 unlocked, you're not going to get legend. You're not even going to have a chance to get a legend rune unless it's on bonus. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I'm not farming the 15s. I'm only farming the 14s because you can still get legend runes there. But again, you still can't do it on your when it's not on bonus. And then if you can get up to level 9, then that's when you can start farming 4-star runes. I'm sorry, 5-star runes. And you can actually get 5-star hero runes. Focus on farming the ones that are on bonus, because it's better to have a 5-star one on bonus that's hero than trying to go to a different one and not being able to complete it. So like I said, every single one of my runes my rune dungeons are completely opened up, so I have the possibility of getting legend runes, which is super important. This is more so when you're going to plus 200 or 300k. I will be doing a video on some guides on how to do these dungeons. If you have your power up to 200k and you're doing the things that I'm doing, that I'm going over in this video, you should be able to complete up to plus 9. And that's going to give you, again, the ability to get hero 5-star runes, which is like pretty much as good as it gets. The drop for legendaries is super low, but if you can get hero 5-star runes and you can farm them, then you'll be able to, use those. Use the ones that you get from your, you get a ton of 5-star hero runes from your quests. And I think it's through your area exploration. So you get a ton of 5-star hero runes from area exploration. I think on Rukarangma, there's the blue ones. So those are blue, but there's definitely somewhere where I did that I had purple. It might have been in here somewhere, or maybe it was like the dungeon or something. Oh no, I remember where it was. It was on, yeah, I'll show you where I got 4-star, or sorry, 5-star hero runes. It was on my area dungeon. These ones, not only do they give you a whole bunch of 5-star rainbow mods, you get 2 for everything you complete, and you could do 1 for every single story. This is a huge tip. I think I had this in my other video as well. Like, this is super, super important. But if you can get up to Rukarangma, some of the dungeons that you'll be fighting are actually going to drop you like a full set of 5-star hero runes. So if you stayed watching while I was almost about to wrap up, like, that's such a huge tip to getting good runes. Go to here and then just do it. You can only do it once, and it only gives you 1 set, but that set, as long as it's hitting those right percentages and stuff, you should be able to use that set to then kind of push past that progression point to get into Path of Adventure, to go up to level 9 on bonus, and then be able to get up to 13, 14, 15 as you start getting from 200 to 300k. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. A little bit longer than I thought I was going to make this video. There's so much that goes on in this game, though. Like, I'm learning new things every single day. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, a lot of like informative stuff, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because I will just keep coming out with more and more of this. Let me know what types of videos you want me to make, because a lot of the videos that I'm making right now are based on what I keep hearing from people. So it does mean a lot if you have something that you want to see from me. Make sure you're engaging, and I'll do my best to actually make it. This one, again, like I said, a couple of people asked me for this, and I thought it was going to be a good video. Hopefully you guys enjoy this as well. And aside from that, thanks so much for watching. As always, stay soupy, don't be potatoes. Buy some shoes, by the way. On Black Friday, we're having a huge sale. We're launching a new sneaker as well. I'm just going to show you this real quick. Buy some shoes. This one's coming out on Black Friday. Super sick, super comfortable, no laces required. It's awesome. Sorry, just a shameless plug, but they're a great way to help support the channel. And then I have another fun thing that's coming out very soon as a thank you guys as well that I think you'll enjoy. But anyway, for now, stay tuned. Don't be potatoes. I'll see you next time.